Hey guys, it's the Monkeys for Life here, and today I'm going to be doing a CD collections video, so I hope you guys enjoy. Let's just get right into it. Alright, so the first CD that I have is Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. I got this only because of the Circus Afro song, so yeah. And then Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, I got this because I love this movie. And then U2 the Joshua Tree, I got this because it has Where the Streets Have No Name and With or Without You on it. And then The Best of Bowie, I've loved David Bowie for a very long time, so it's really nice to have David Bowie's greatest hits album. Alright, and then we have Stevie Wonder's Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants. I don't know any of the songs on this at all, but I know Stevie Wonder and I love Stevie Wonder, so I figured why not branch out and find other songs by him that I like. Next we have a CD that I made. It's two Steven Tyler songs, Love Is Your Name and It Feels So Good, and then one Aerosmith song, What Could Have Been Love. And I only made this CD because I don't have any of those albums and I really love those songs. And then we have The Very Best of Aerosmith, Devil's Got a New Disguise, which is probably my favorite compilation album by Aerosmith that I have, because it's got all their greatest hits on it, except for the fact that it has Run DMC, Walk This Way instead of the normal one. And then The Best of Aerosmith, 20th Century Masters. This is my favorite picture of them in the history of the world, so that's why I have this one. Just kidding, no, I like the songs too. Alright, and then we have Aerosmith Gold. This has two CDs in it, and I think this is awesome. Like, you flip them back and forth. Like, you don't do that stupid, like, open thing. It's just so much easier and so much more compact. And then we have Toys in the Attic. Aerosmith Toys in the Attic. I got this one because it has Real Walk This Way on it. And then I got this one, 9 Lives, Aerosmith, because it has Pink on it, and Pink is my favorite Aerosmith song right now, so I was extremely excited to get this one. And then we have 13 Going on 30 soundtrack, because it's one of my all-time favorite movies, so I really had to have it. And then we have Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits. They have been one of my favorite bands ever since I started liking oldies music, so I was really happy to get this one. And then we have America, The King's Singers, English Chamber Orchestra, Carl Davis. This is a bunch of orchestra covers of songs that remind you of America, I guess. And then we have Soul Asylum, Let Your Dim Light Shine. Soul Asylum is one of my favorite alt rock bands of all time, and so I'm really happy to have this. And then my favorite Soul Asylum album is Grave Dancers Union, which has Runaway Train on it, which makes me extremely happy because I love that song. And this is probably my favorite album that I own right now because I've been listening to it nonstop. And then there's the Classic 60s Collection 1967, which has a bunch of songs from that period of time, that year on it. So I like that because it has a monkey song on it. And then we have Words and Music, John Mellencamp's Greatest Hits. I like this CD because John Mellencamp is awesome. Alright, and then we have John Mellencamp, The Best That I Could Do, 1978 to 1988. It has all of his greatest hits on it, which means that this album is amazing. And then we have one more John Mellencamp album that's called Uh-Huh. It's also got a lot of good songs on it, so I'm glad to have it. And then we have the Monkees original album collection. And it's got the Monkees, More of the Monkees, Headquarters, Pieces, Chorus, Capricorn and Jones, and the Birds, the Bees, and the Monkees. So yeah, that was weird. I'm sorry, guys. And then oh, I just won't go back in here. Okay, there we go. All right, and then we have the Greatest Hits of the Monkees. It has all of their good songs on it, so I was really happy to have this one. And then the Beach Boys, 20 Good Vibrations, The Greatest Hits. I love the unique sound that the Beach Boys have, so I was really excited to have that one. And then we have Peter Frampton's Greatest Hits. I adore Peter Frampton. He's one of the most humble superstars ever, so I'm extremely happy to have this CD. I think it's probably the most that I've paid for a CD ever. And then Eric Clapton Icon Collection. I love this CD because Eric Clapton is also one of my favorites. My favorite song on this CD is Lay Down Sally. And then Pilgrim, Eric Clapton. I know none of the songs on this album as well, but I did say I believed in branching out into a different area of the same artist, so I'm really happy to have that one. And then we have Across the Universe, the soundtrack. Across the Universe is another one of my all-time favorite movies. I think that it's amazing because it's got a bunch of Beatles songs in it, plus the plotline is really cool. And then you have the music of the Beatles, arranged performed by the RRSO Symphony Orchestra. It really helps to calm you down if you like the Beatles and you're just kind of having a bad day or something, or you're mad or whatever. It's really nice to calm you down. And then we have John Lennon Icon Collection. I love the CD because John Lennon songs are really good, and I'm really happy to be able to listen to them whenever I want. And then I have With the Beatles, which is their first album, and I love this album because it has like a nice sound to it. And then my favorite Beatles album of all time is Rubber Soul, so that's the one I have. I love every single song on this, plus look at this back cover. Is that not just the coolest thing you've seen in your life? Alright, and then the Beatles Love. I like the combinations of songs on here, and it also has With You, Within You, or Without You, and Tomorrow Never Knows on it, and that's one of my favorite combination songs that they've ever made. So, well, that they ever put on that, so I like that one. And then I have Beatles Anthology 1. I would love to have all the Beatles anthologies, but I don't, unfortunately, so this one is really good to have. And then we have a movie, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which is another video, I'll explain that. And then we have REO Speedwagon, another REO Speedwagon, because I found a set of 3 of them at Goodwill. And then we have the Eagles Long Run Out of Eden. The reason that this one is right in the middle of the 3 REO Speedwagon ones is because it just fits in the CD compartment with them because I was running out of space. And then we have REO Speedwagon again, the last one that I have. And then we have number 1 hits of the 60s, which is amazing because the 60s are my favorite decade of all time, if you didn't know that. And then we have number 1 hits of the 1970s, and I love that this has Philadelphia Freedom by Elton John on it because that's one of the catchiest songs to ever exist. If you've never heard it, go look it up. Do it. Alright, and then we have the Jimi Hendrix Experience BB Sessions. I love Jimi Hendrix, so I'm really extremely happy to have this because, yes, Jimi Hendrix, right? And then Foreigner, Jukebox Heroes. I've liked Foreigner for a long time too, so it's really cool to have this one. Sorry if I'm talking fast, guys. I just don't want the memory on my iPod to go out, so. Alright, and then we have Footloose soundtrack. Footloose is one of my favorite movies from the 80s because I love Kevin Bacon and all his acting in this movie, and the songs as well. So I had to have that when I saw that at Goodwill. And then Simon Garfunkel Live 1969. This was the last album that they made before they broke up, so it's pretty cool to have. And then we have Piano Man, The Very Best of Billy Joel. I found that at a thrift store for $2. And then we have Billy Joel The Stranger, which is one of probably my favorite album by Billy Joel because, yes, it's just amazing. Alright, and then Fit to Be Tied, Greatest Hits by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I found this one at Goodwill for like $1 or something like that, and it's I've liked Joan Jett for a while too, especially since she's been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so that's awesome. Sun Jamming Disc 2 Original Artists, which just has a whole bunch of songs from the 60s. I mean, yeah, the 60s and the 70s kind of, so yeah. Alright, and then we have the 60s Janis Joplin. I love Janis Joplin with like all of my heart. I think she's amazing, and this has all of her good songs on it. And then Best of the Doobies. The Doobie Brothers is also one of my favorite bands that I've heard for a long time of my life. So yeah. And then The Cars Greatest Hits. I love Ric Ocasek's voice. That's why I got this CD. I'm not really extremely like a huge avid fan of The Cars, but they do have a few good songs. And then I have the Best of ZZ Top. They're not exactly my favorite either, but I do like a few of their songs. So I saw this at Goodwill and I had to have it. Alright, and then we have Only Rock and Roll 1965 to 1969. And the only reason I got this is because there's a Monkey song on it. And then we have the first CD that I ever got behind the VH1 Behind the Music, the Daryl Hall and John Oates collection. I used to be extremely obsessed with them, and I still do love their music, and it's amazing. So I'm so glad I found that because it was lost for such a long time. And then we have Sweet 70s, which I did pay full price for it at Goodwill. $4, but it's got In the Summertime by Mungo Jerry on it. That's why I wanted it. And then we have the 1960s Happy Days. It's got 3 CDs in it. 1, 2, 3. And I got it because the 1960s is my favorite decade, like I said previously in this video. And then we have 1979 Billboard Top Hits, and My Sharona was #1 this year, which makes me really happy because that's the only reason I have this CD, because it just revs me up and makes me happy when I'm sad. And then Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. My dad has been listening to him since I was very young, so I've grown up listening to Bob Seger, and it's really nice to have this album because it has a lot of the songs on it that I know. And then we have All Time Greatest Hits, Lynyrd Skynyrd. I didn't really get this one for myself. I got it more for my dad because he loves Lynyrd Skynyrd. But I do like the song Give Me 3 Steps because I saw Bret Michaels sing it on Don't Forget the Lyrics, and I think that song is extremely catchy. And then we have the Grease soundtrack. Grease is another one of my favorite musical movies, so I had to have this one when I saw the soundtrack at Goodwill. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. And then we have Santana's Greatest Hits. Pretty much the only reason I got this is because of this album art, but then I looked at the songs on it, and I was like, yeah, I know these songs, I like them, so I got this one at Goodwill as well. And then we have Reckless by Bryan Adams. I got this one at a thrift store for $2 because it has Run to You and Summer of '69 on it. And then we have the Songs from Friends, which is my all-time favorite show, and it will be forever. So I'm really glad to have the songs from that. And then I have Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. It only has 3 songs on it, but I really like Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, so that makes me happy to have this one. It was originally my dad's. He got it from Goodwill, and then he gave it to me because he didn't want it anymore. Alright, and then the last one that I have is Ladies and Gentlemen, the Best of George Michael. And I really, really like George Michael because he was in Wham, and Wham sings Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, and that is like one of my favorite songs of all time. So, yeah. And then before I end this video, I just wanted to pick up my camera and turn it and show you guys this epically large stack of CDs. If I can move this out of the way. There we go. Do you see? You see all those CDs? Like, up, it goes from down, up here, all the way down to the floor. And then plus this one. So, I do have a lot of CDs, and that's not even my whole music collection. I have cassettes and 45s and records, and so maybe I'll do a collection video of those too, but I hope that this video is not too long for you, and I hope that you can still enjoy it and maybe even find some albums that you want yourself. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!